All right, moving on. Now we're just adding a layer to these solving equations. Before the previous video, we had one-step equations. Now we're going to put the one-step equations all into one equation. So now we have what's called a two-step equation. So two-step equations mean you're going to solve this in two steps. Again, you have an equal sign. You do have one variable to solve for, so we know we want to untangle everything so that all we have left is the x by itself. So what you're going to do, since the solution is embedded in the equation, you're actually going to work in the reverse order of operations. So remember, order of operations, you do parentheses, exponents, multiplying and dividing, and then adding and subtracting. Well, when you're solving for an unknown, you're going to work in the opposite direction. So you're going to get rid of the plus or minus, the add or subtract first. So with every two-step equation, you're going to get rid of the plus or minus first. So here I have a plus 1. I'm subtracting 1 to get rid of it. That cancels that. I end up with a 2x here. 7 minus 1 is 6. Now you're back to a one-step equation. So anytime you're solving an equation, you're just going to break it down, simplify it until you end up with a 2, then a one-step equation. This shows 2 times x. I get rid of it by dividing by 2. This cancels the 2. I end up with x equals 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And again, with any of these equations, you can always plug your value back in. Plug the 3 in up here. 2 times 3, so I'll write it out for you, but you can do this mentally. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 does equal 7, so I know that this is the correct answer. Let's do one more. Here we have negative 3 minus 4 equals 17. So you always get rid of the plus or minus first. In this case, it's a minus 4. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. So when I say to both sides, I mean both sides of the equal sign. So my equal sign, remember, that's our balance. That's what keeps everything balanced. So when I add 4 to this side of the equal sign, I have to add 4 to this side. So that cancels the 4s. I end up with negative 3x equals 21. Now I'm at a one-step equation. This is showing multiplication, so to get rid of my times 3, I'm going to divide by a negative 3. So notice here I'm saving the sign. I'm using the exact same sign. With the adding and subtracting, I'm using the opposite sign. Okay, so the idea is this is multiplication. I'm dividing by the same number. So that cancels the 3's. I end up with x equals 21 divided by negative 3, which is negative 7. So let's check it. Negative 3 times negative 7 is a positive 21. 21 minus 4 does give me 17, so I know that that is the correct answer. That's two-step equations.